We are outside the presence of the jury. I want to give back the extra copy of People's Exhibit P-TR-1000. So does somebody want to come up and get it? Mr. Orman, thank you. Thank you. I have a note from juror number 640. The note reads as follows. I really need to verify if the trial isn't over by September 15th through the 18th, that I can have that time set aside. My mother has booked a family trip for my siblings and I to visit Disneyland for the Diamond Celebration. Please, if it can be worked in. Just would like to know about this just by the end of the day. So I'm inclined to tell her that we're anticipating that we will be done before September 15th, and if we're not, then we'll plan to take that time off. But right now we're anticipating that we will be done before then and she can make arrangements to take this trip.
I agree, Your Honor. I just don't see it possible that we're still going by then. I mean, I've been proven wrong before, but I just don't see that as possible. And if so, she should be able to take her trip.
Well, anything is possible. And I didn't think it was possible that Dr. Metzner would almost miss his flight, but, you know, he ended up getting out of here at mid-afternoon. So the defense, Mr. King?
We agree.
Okay. Is it okay with all of you if I just tell the jurors in general that I have this note and at this time we're anticipating that we'll be done before September 15th, and so the juror can go ahead and make arrangements?
Fine with us.
Objection.
All right. Thank you. Would and let's see, I should mark this then as, I'll mark it as, even though it's not on a question form, I think this is one that we should mark, so we'll mark it, or have we been marking these as court trial exhibits? Let's mark it as a court trial exhibit. What's the next one? 55. We'll mark it as court trial exhibit 55, C-TR-55. Would counsel please approach about a non- jurors?
Yes.
That it was just a major accident?
Yes.
Okay. You did not give him any details beyond that?
No, I don't
All right.
talk about it.
And do you know what jurors you told that this was, that your brother-in-law had been involved in a major accident and had been hurt?
I don't know their numbers, just their names now.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Do you know where they usually are seated?
Yes. One is, I think, the second or third from the back here. I think. The other one is a gentleman in the middle row, maybe the fourth chair in, and then the other lady is the end in the middle row.
Okay. So the end in the middle row would be juror number 673. And you said the gentleman in the middle row, in the middle of the middle row?
Yeah, I think he's 1, 2, 3, maybe the fourth one.
Is that 983? Yes, okay, so that would be juror 983. So, and then the other one?
The lady, she's, I think the third, yeah, she is. The third one from this back end here, the back row.
And that's juror number 329. All right, and did you mention that it was your brother-in-law?
I did.
Okay, that's okay. You mentioned it was your brother-in-law and he had been involved in a big accident.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Again, I ask you not to say any more about this to any jurors, okay? All right. Thank you. Let me have you step out.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, the record should reflect that juror number 901 has now stepped out of the courtroom. I'm going to take the request to excuse her under advisement, so I want to think about it. But the request to question her further has been granted. I questioned her further, and at this time, I don't have any concerns about any other jurors. Is there any other action that the people are asking me to take?
No, Your Honor.
Is there any other action the defense is asking me to take at this time?
Nothing else pending your ruling on our request.
Okay, thank you. All right, are we ready for the jury?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
Okay, let's bring the jury in. Thank you. Please be seated, everyone. The record should reflect that the jury is back in the courtroom. Welcome back, folks. I hope you enjoyed the lunch. You bet, and thank you for your patience with us. One of you submitted a note asking about ability to make travel plans September 15th through the 18th. And we're anticipating that we will be done by then. So the juror who submitted that note can go ahead and make those travel plans, okay? All right. You may call your next witness, please.
Chris Raposa, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, sir. Could I have you raise your right hand for me so that I can administer a note? Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalty of law that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please be seated.
Thank you.
Could you please tell us your full name for the record and spell your first, middle, and last names?
It's Christopher Allen Raposa, CHRISTOPHER, ALANRAPOZA.
Mr. Orman, you may proceed.
Thank you, sir. Were you present in Theater 9 of the Aurora Century 16 Theater in the early morning hours of the 20th of July of 2012?
Yes,
And were you there when the shooting occurred?
I was.
Who were you with?
I was with my girlfriend, Perry Elena Segura.
I think you,
Oh, Perry Elena Segura.
I think you might have to spell that for us.
Yeah, it's Perry-Elena-Segura.
Yes.
I've handed you what I've marked for identification as potential exhibit 1244. Did I get the number right?
Yes.
Okay. That's a blank map of the theater. Could you do me a favor and write is there a pen up there?
Yes.
Could you write your name on top of that? And could you circle where it is that you and your girlfriend were seated in the theater and make some kind of designation, like seated here or something like that?
It's all right if it's an approximation, right?
Is that the best you can do, an approximation? Okay.
Did you provide an answer to the last question? The question was, is that the best you can do as an approximation?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Did you do that for me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes,
Can
I
approach
did.
him, Your Honor?
You may.
Move to admit, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No.
Without objection, P-TR-1244 is admitted and may be published.
Save some time. Why don't we do it this way? Can you hold that up and just sort of point so the jury can see where it is that you were in the theater? So sort of in the stadium seating to the left, about halfway up?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I want to go to the time where the shooting occurred. What did you do when you first noticed something wrong was going on?
Initially, I just assumed that the smoke was, the smoke and the pop noises were just teenagers with smoke bombs and firecrackers.
Did somebody say something to you that caused you to think and act differently?
Yes, nearby, someone began to scream, "I've been shot, I've been shot. I've been shot in the leg."
What did you do?
I got down on the ground, I hid behind a chair.
And what was your girlfriend doing?
She was actually still sitting in the chair. I had to grab her and pull her down too. I don't think she had registered what was happening yet.
About how long do you think you were down there?
A very long time, and until quite long after I heard the last shots.
At some point, did you get up and get out of there?
Yes, I waited for a very long time after I heard the last shots, and then we got up and we made our way to the opposite side of the road and out through the back.
At any point, did you notice if you were injured?
While I was on the ground, I felt something happen. It felt more like someone had thrown a rock at my back. And when I put my hand back there, I did feel a liquid. I couldn't see it in the dark, but I assumed it was blood and came to realize that that was, in fact, my blood.
Did you ever make it to a medical facility to seek medical attention?
Yes, we went out to...
Where'd you go?
Yes, Denver General.
Your Honor, if I may approach the witness with what I've marked as exhibits 2003, 2005, 4621, 2004, 4617, and 4622.
Yes.
Have you take a look at those. Tell me, do those accurately depict what you looked like in the hospital and the injuries that you received?
Yes.
Move to admit, Your Honor.
Is there any objection?
No objection.
Without objection, P-TR-2003 to 2005 inclusive are admitted, as are P-TR-4617, 4621, and 4622. And all of them may be published.
Thank you. If we could please put up 2003. What's that?
That is me in the hospital.
If we could please put up 2005. What are we looking at there?
That is the gunshot wound on my back.
And if we could zoom in on that discoloration. Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
Were any bullets removed from your back?
No, I was very lucky. It just grazed me.
If we could please put up, now actually, besides your back, did you notice any wounds to other parts of your body?
I did not until I was in the hospital. They stripped me down and found the shrapnel in my leg.
If we could
Leggings.
please, thank you. If we could please put up 4621. And if we could zoom in on the right leg, or the left leg there. Thank you. What are we looking at there?
That's a wound, a gunshot wound.
And if we could look at 2004, please? And
That-
what are we looking at there?
That's my right leg.
And what are those discolorations?
Some shrapnel, I guess you could call it. Is that the right word?
You pick the words here, not me.
Okay.
Okay. And then lastly, 4617. What are we looking at there?
That's my calf, my right calf with shrapnel wounds.
Thank you. I don't have any further questions, Your Honor.
Is there any cross-examination, Ms. Spengler?
No.
And the jury does not appear to have any questions. May this witness be released from his subpoena.
Please, Your Honor.
Is there any objection?
No objection.
Sir, thank you.
Thank you.
Call your next witness, please.
The people call Alejandra Cardona Lamas.
Good afternoon. Could I have you raise your right hand for me, please, so that I can administer an oath? Do you solemnly swear or affirm on the penalty of law that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please be seated. Could you please tell us your full name and spell your first, middle, and last names?
Alejandra Cardona Lamas. My first name is Alejandra, and I have two last names. First one, Cardona. Second one, Lamas.
Ms. Pearson, you may proceed.
Ms. Cardona Lamas, were you in Theater 9 at the Century 16 Theater in the early morning hours of July 20th of 2012?
Yes,
Did you go to the movies with a group of people?
yes.
Who were a couple of the people who were sitting near you?
My sister, Sarah Cardona, a friend, Brian Siergar, and David Duarte.
Did you do a drawing noting where you were sitting in the theater?
Yes,
I'm going to hand you what's been marked as People's Exhibit 1141. Do you recognize that?
yes,
And is that your handwriting?
yes.
Your Honor, I'd move for the admittance of People's Exhibit 1141.
Any objection, Mr. King?
No, Your Honor.
Without objection, P-TR-1141 is admitted and may be published.
And could I have that up, please? Now, could you tell us, I think there's a pointer in front of you, with a mouse in front of you there. If you could point to us roughly where you were seated in there. Right up in there? Okay, thank you. You can take that down. When you were in the theater that night, were you injured?
Yes,
And where were you at the time that you were injured?
in Theater 9.
Were you still sitting in your seat?
We were on the floor by our seats.
Why had you gotten on the floor?
We were hiding from the gunshots.
Did you at some point realize that you'd been injured?
Yes.
How did you realize that?
I felt a hot, stinging sensation in my right thigh.
How did you get out of the theater?
I was picked up by David Duarte. He ran out of the aisle, up the stairs, and out the back door.
So you ended up left at the top of the theater?
If you're looking at the screen, yes.
And then did you go down through the lobby to exit the entire theater complex?
Yes.
Did you get medical attention?
Yes.
How did you get to the hospital?
We were driving to the hospital and we were stopped by officers, and I was taken in an ambulance.
I'm going to hand you what have been marked as People's Exhibits 2575, 2576, and 4525. Do you recognize those photographs?
Yes.
And do they fairly and accurately depict you and your injuries?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd move for the admittance of People's Exhibits 2575, 2576, and 4525.
Is there any objection to these exhibits, Mr. King?
No additional objection. I think 4525 was subject to the court's order.
Give me just a second. P-TR-4525 was subject to amended order D98B, and so for all the reasons articulated in that order, the objection is overruled, and there's no additional objection, so the exhibit is admitted and may be published. Exhibits P-TR-2575 and 2576 are admitted without objection, and they too may be published.
Could I have 2575, please? Is that you?
Yes.
What hospital were you taken to?
The University Hospital in Aurora.
Could you get the microphone closer to your mouth, please?
The University Hospital in Aurora.
Could I have 2576? Could you explain your injuries for us, please?
I had gunshot shrapnel in my leg.
And 4525? Is that a closer view of the same?
Yeah.
You can take that down. In addition to these photographs, did you have shrapnel or gunshot anywhere else in your body?
Yes, my inner thigh.
On that same right leg?
Yes.
Thank you. I don't have any more questions.
Any cross-examination, Mr. King?
No, thank you.
And the jury does not appear to have any questions. May this witness be released from her subpoena?
She may.
Any objection?
None.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Call your next witness, please.
Oliver Adams.
Good afternoon. Could I have you raise your right hand for me so that I can administer an oath? You solemnly swear or affirm on a penalty of law that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Please be seated. Could you please tell us your full name and spell your first, middle, and last names?
Yes, my name is Oliver Dawson Adams, Oliver Dawson Adams.
Mr. Edson, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. How are you employed?
I'm a lawyer in Knoxville, Tennessee, and I also serve as a records custodian for Bulk Ammo.
What is bulk ammo?
I'm sorry, bulk amp?
Bulk Ammo,
What is bulk ammo?
it's an online retailer that sells ammunition.
As a records custodian for bulk ammo, have you previously reviewed records associated with customer purchases for bulk ammo?
I have.
Have you also reviewed shipping records associated with customer purchase of various items?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness, please?
You may.
Sir, I've handed you what's been previously marked as People's Exhibit 710. Please take a look at those documents and tell me when you've had a chance to look through them.
All right,
Do you recognize those documents?
I do.
In general, what are those documents?
These are documents associated with a purchase of ammunition from Bulk Ammo.
Is there a particular customer associated with those records?
Yes, there is. It's Mr. James Holmes.
Is there a particular date range as far as the order associated with those records?
Yes, the order was placed on June 28th, 2012.
Are those computer or otherwise digitized records?
Yes, they are.
The computer entries that are used to create that exhibit, People's 710, are they done so in the regular and ordinary course of Bulk Ammo's business?
That is correct. That's how the orders are processed.
Okay. Was that an online order?
This was.
Those who are participating in making the records associated with People's Exhibit 710, is that done within the routine and ordinary course of Bulk Ammo's business?
It is.
The input procedures that are used to create those types of records, are they accurate?
Yes.
The entries that are within People's Exhibit 710, are they made within a reasonable time after the order or otherwise the transaction?
Yes, most of them are done contemporaneously with the transaction itself.
The information that's contained within People's Exhibit 710, has it been transmitted by a reliable person with somebody of knowledge such as yourself?
Yes.
The information that's contained within People's Exhibit 710, is it kept and maintained within the ordinary, regular conducted business practice for Bulk Ammo?
It was.
Does Bulk Ammo regularly receive, maintain, and rely on these types of records when they're dealing with customer transactions?
They do.
When a customer puts forth information requesting a purchase of some items from Bulk Ammo, is there and that order is fulfilled by Bulk Ammo, is there a business relationship that is put forth at that time?
Yeah, there's a business relationship that would be the transaction itself, the purchase and sale.
As far as the request for the items associated with that transaction, the information from the user, is that substantially, or the customer, I guess, is that substantially relied upon by Bulk Ammo in fulfilling and ultimately completing that transaction?
Yeah, the information that's supplied by the customer would be used to conduct and complete the transaction itself.
And the actual inputs or the request, is that substantially relied upon as well?
Yes.
I want to direct your attention to, I think it's the third page in People's Exhibit 710. It's one that has a different company at the top there.
Okay.
You see what I'm referring to?
I do. It's the FedEx Ground receipt.
Are you familiar with FedEx Ground?
Yes.
Is FedEx Ground another company that is used by Bulk Ammo in some sort of way as far as fulfilling shipment orders?
Yeah, they would ship the order. It's like it physically ship the order, and this is the receipt, the delivery information and shipping information for the order that was done that we're talking about right now.
Now, as in a case such as this, when Bulk Ammo receives an order and uses FedEx as the company to actually ship the items out, is there a business relationship created between Bulk Ammo and FedEx?
Certainly.
As part of that business relationship, does Bulk Ammo receive records from FedEx as far as their end is shipping the items that were requested?
Yes, this record would have been received. It would have happened. It would have been contemporaneous with the order. It would have happened right after the order because, of course, it doesn't ship until it's ordered.
Okay. And those records from FedEx, are they received by Bulk Ammo?
They are.
And those records from FedEx, are they also maintained, relied upon, and kept within Bulk Ammo's ordinary course of business?
Yes.
And those records in totality, as far as the records from the customer as well as the records from the shipper, in this case FedEx, are they all kept within the regular course of bulk ammo's business?
They are.
To your knowledge, upon your review of People's Exhibit 710, any aspect of that, those documents been modified or adjusted in any sort of way?
I did not notice anything. No, these appear to be the records.
Judge, at this time, I would move for admission of People's 710 pursuant to People versus Marciano, Colorado Appellate Court case from 2014, as well as 803 subsection 6.
Ms. Brady,
No objection.
without objection, P-CR-710 is admitted and may be published.
Your Honor, permission to publish via the Elmo screen?
I just granted it.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
May I approach?
You may.
Sir, you may have this on your screen in front of you. Do you see the People's Exhibit 710?
I do.
What are we looking at here, this first page of People's Exhibit 710?
This first page here is the transaction report that shows that the transaction happened and was paid for and was settled, meaning it was completed.
What was the date of the business transaction?
June 28th, 2012.
If we could scroll down to the payment information, please. Just for the record, what type of payment was in this case?
It was a charge card, a MasterCard,
What were the last four digits?
2217,
What was the total amount of this purchase?
$1,961.86.
If we could scroll down to the customer billing information. Just for the record, what's the name associated with that?
James Holmes,
And the address?
1690 Paris Street, number 10, Aurora, Colorado, 80010, in the United States.
Thank you. If we could have the second page of People's Exhibit 710. Fair to say you see a phone number at the top?
That is correct.
Would that be a customer phone number?
It would be.
What about the email address?
That would also be the customer's email address.
Tell us about the shipping information, please.
Okay, the shipping information shows where the product was actually shipped to. So in this instance, it was shipped to the FedEx office print and ship center at the 13700 East Colfax Avenue, Unit F, Aurora, Colorado, 80011, United States.
If we could have the third page, that would be the FedEx ground document, please. We could scroll down just a bit, please. Thank you. Is there a delivery date associated with this?
Yes, July 3rd, 2012.
And that would have been the date that it was delivered to that FedEx address?
Correct.
If we could have the next page, please. What is this document?
This is the shipping info of the actual order itself. It shows here, of course, again, the shipping address, and then it describes where it came from, a warehouse in Atlanta, or where it originated. And then the box ID shows, there were, I think, 6 boxes, if I recall correctly. I'd have to count. I can't see them, but 6 boxes that had the ammunition order itself.
Okay, so there was a total of 6 boxes shipped?
Correct.
To the far right side, does that tell what the weight of each of those boxes would have been?
Yeah, the right-hand total there has the individual box weight, and then, of course, it's summarized in the total weight, which is 170 pounds down at the shaded-in box.
If we could have the next page of the exhibit, please. In general, what is this document, sir?
This is a packing slip or a purchase order, which is the evidence of the transaction itself, the actual order.
Same information related to who this item was sold to?
Correct. James Holmes, and of course, it's got the 1690 Paris Street address for the sold to, but the shipped to is the FedEx office address we talked about a second ago.
If we could scroll down to the actual items themselves, can you just describe for the jury, just in general, what items were actually ordered and shipped?
Certainly, these were, it was ammunition. There was 40 S&W, which I believe is a pistol round, There were 1,050 rounds of that. Actually, there were more than that. There were 3,050 rounds of that. There were 12-gauge shotgun shells were ordered, and 5.56 by 45 ammunition was ordered.
If we could go to the next page as well, please. If we could just scroll down a bit more, please. Is this a continuation of this particular transaction?
Yes, it's just kind of a summary page of the transaction. It shows, again, the roster of the items ordered are listed there. It has the amount and the credit card payment type and the shipping charges on there as well.
And if we could go to the right side there, what was the grand total of this order, including shipping and such?
Including shipping, it was $1,961.86.
To the best of your review of this transaction, was it successful? In other words, was the items shipped to that FedEx address?
Yes, based on the documents that we've gone through today, the transaction was consummated and shipped.
All right. Judge, can I have one moment, please?
Yes?
I have no further questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Is there any cross-examination, Ms. Brady?
No, thank you.
And the jury does not appear to have any questions. May this witness be released from his subpoena, Mr. Edson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No, sir.
All right, sir, thank you. Call your next witness, please, Ms. Pearson.
Your Honor, the people call Amanda Kelsey.
Good afternoon. Solemnly swear or affirm under penalty of law that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Please be seated. Could you please tell us your full name and spell your first, middle, and last names?
My name is Amanda J. Kelsey. Spell my first and last name. First name is A-M-A-N-D-A. Last name is Kelsey, K-E-L-S-E-Y.
Ms. Pearson, you may proceed.
Ms. Kelsey, who do you work for?
I work for the Aurora Police Department.
What do you do for them?
I am a crime scene investigator.
How long have you worked at the Aurora Police Department?
A total of 16 years.
As a crime scene investigator, were you asked to respond to the shooting at the Century 16 Theater on July 20th of 2012?
Yes, I was.
And were you asked to take photographs and complete a crime scene video?
Yes, I was.
What time of the day did you do that?
The videotape I did about 8 o'clock in the morning.
Was that prior to the time that the scene had been processed, that the bodies had been removed?
Yes.
Did you also take photographs?
Yes, I did.
I'm going to hand you what have been marked as People's Exhibits 2101, 2072 through 2075, 2093, 2096, and 1000. Do you recognize the photographs and the DVD that I've given you?
Yes, I do.
Are those photographs that you took in the theater?
Yes, they are.
And how do you recognize the DVD?
I recognize the DVD because I put my initials in the date of when I viewed it.
Your Honor, I'd move for the admittance of People's Exhibits 2101, 2072 through 2075, 2093, 2096, and 1000.
Ms. Spengler, do you have any objection?
I do, Your Honor. May we approach briefly?
Yes. Can I see those, please?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, the objection to P-TR-2093 is sustained. The objections to P-TR-2074 and 2075 are deferred, which means that I will think about those. There is no objection to P-TR-2096, 2101, 2072, or 2073, so those are admitted without objection. The objection to P-TR-1000, the supplemental objection to that one is overruled. All right, you may proceed.
Your Honor, at this time, I would ask to publish People's Exhibit 1000, and I would note that it is a graphic image under D98B, the court's order, and pursuant to the order to P118B, which order instructs how it should be displayed.
I think really the only one that's relevant is P118B, so we'll play it pursuant to order P118B.
Great.
Do you want me to dim the lights, Ms. Pearson?
Certainly. I can retrieve the video.
The record should reflect that the prosecution just finished publishing Exhibit P-TR-1000. Members of the jury, it's 3:35. It's time for a break, so let's go ahead and take our afternoon break. Please make sure you keep all my admonishments in mind during the break. You can't talk about the case to each other. You can't talk to anyone else about the case. You can't obtain any information about the case from outside sources. You can't obtain any information about the case from media reports. All decisions that you make must be made based solely on the evidence presented in the trial and the instructions of law that I give you. You cannot talk to the attorneys, the parties, or the witnesses about anything at all. Neither sympathy nor prejudice can affect any of your decisions in this case. And all of the admonishments that I have been giving you apply. So please make sure you keep those in mind during the break. I'll see you back here in 20 minutes. Thank you.
Your Honor, I don't have any more questions for Ms. Kelsey.
Oh, okay. Is there any cross-examination?
No.
No? All right. And the jury doesn't have any questions. All right. So may she be released from her subpoena?
She may.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. All right. Thank you. Please be seated, everyone. The record should reflect that the jury has exited the courtroom. Do we need to talk about anything right now, Mr. Orman?
I marked the court exhibit CPR 56 that issue we discussed at the bench, if I may approach and finish it before.
Yes, you may. Thank you. And you showed these to Mr. King, correct?
And I gave him a copy.
All right. Anything else that we need to talk about at this time, Mr. King?
No, thank you.
All right. I'll see you
Your-
after the break. Yeah.
Your Honor, I apologize. Earlier today, the defense admitted a photograph of Ms. Stata and the defendant, and she is requesting that that photograph not be released to the public and the media for her own privacy and safety. I did speak with Ms. Brady about this. She wanted to think about it, but I told Ms. Stata I'd bring it to the court's attention.
I don't think we're releasing any pictures. I think the only things that we're releasing are things that have written material on it that are not visible on the large screen. So,
Thank you, Your Honor.
all right, thank you. The court will be in recess. Thank you.
Please rise.